So you've herniated a disc and you want to get back in the gym. You might have been told this is a pipe dream and you need to kiss your days of lifting and exercise goodbye. But what if I told you this is totally false and you can absolutely get back into the gym even stronger than you were before by using my two-phase disc recovery method that I'm going to give you today. My name is Dr. Grant Elliott. We've helped thousands with disc herniations cancel their surgeries and get back to full exercise through my one-on-one online low back program. And in this video, I'm going to teach you my two-phase disc recovery method that teaches you how to reduce the disc herniation and then rebuild the disc so you can get back into the gym pain-free. So these two phases are reduce and rebuild. The reduce phase actually focuses on reversing the disc herniation, restoring its motion, getting your mobility back, and getting you pain-free. Rebuild will focus on loading the disc and building it back up so it can handle not only life, but heavy lifting and athletic movements again. Now, really quick, just hang with me. Why did this disc herniation happen in the first place? This is super important. You need to understand this, so please just give me your attention for 1 minute. An L5-S1 disc herniation is the most common disc herniation because it's the last disc in your spine and bears the most weight and the most stress. Sometimes a disc herniation can happen during an acute stressor like squatting or deadlifting, or something as simple as bending over to pick something off the ground or even going to the bathroom. You may or may not feel a pop, but you'll often notice rapid reduction of mobility. You might feel stuck in a forward position, hard to stand up straight the next day, and almost impossible to bend forward. These are classic disc herniation symptoms, and you don't need an MRI to diagnose this. Why don't you need an MRI? Because it's important to understand that 50% of the population with no low back pain will have a disc bulge on an MRI. So this is why we don't solely want to rely on imaging or be terrified of seeing a disc bulge on an MRI. You're gonna be fine. Many times a disc herniation is a result of multiple things building to one moment, like just time, poor movement habits, increased stress, poor sleep, inflammatory diets, and more load than our body was prepared for. But all that matters is that 97% of lumbar disc herniations can be resolved without surgery. And I can show you how. So let's break down this two-phase method. To begin reducing the disc herniation through the right mobility movement, first, we need to calm down the disc so the low back can move better and respond better. So the first step in the reduce phase is 90-90 breathing. You're gonna lay on your back, prop your feet up on a bed or couch or chair so that your knees and hips are at a 90-degree angle. You're gonna let your lower back gently sink into the floor, put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and focus on taking deep belly breaths. So the bottom hand, the one on your belly, is raising up and down. As you inhale, the belly expands in 360 degrees like a barrel. And as you exhale, it slowly collapses, focusing on keeping the breath down in your belly and not up in your chest. This does two main things. One, it calms down your nervous system so your sensitivity to pain reduces. A lot of us in pain, especially in this acute state following a disc herniation, your nervous system is firing on all cylinders. So we need to get that to calm down to allow your body to move and reduce your pain. The second thing this belly breathing is doing is it's actually relaxing all the low back muscles that are squeezing super tight right now because they're trying to guard you. So I recommend performing this for around 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, or even as often as you're able to. Now, after this, our spine is going to be able to move better for this next movement that will help reverse the disc herniation. Roll over onto your stomach, prop up on your elbows like you're watching TV. So we're starting to get into an extended position. You can move your body up and down off the ground, resting on those elbows as you begin to work into this range because it might feel stiff at first, but as you work into it, you want to see that it gets looser and looser. And a pro tip is to ensure that your lower back muscles and your glutes are totally relaxed as you do this. The reason we're doing this motion is because, as we discussed earlier, majority of people will feel more pain bending forward. They'll be stuck in a forward position. That's because disc herniations are bulging posteriorly, meaning to the back, a majority of the time. So it's blocking your extension motion, your backward motion. So by taking gravity off your spine and gently reworking the direction you are blocked, it's helping to work the disc back where it came from and load the disc to remove that obstruction and restore your range of motion and take pressure off the nerve. as this variation on the elbows gets easier, progress to the hands, pushing up beyond where you could on the elbows and attempting to progress further over time. And if you are experiencing some sciatica, that definitely means the disc is hitting the nerve. And if as you do this movement, you notice the sciatica gets less and less and less, that's your key sign that this is the right direction for you. Now, after we're starting to restore motion and reduce the herniation, let's maintain those results with some intro stability movement. So next, get on your back, bend your knees, keep both feet on the ground, push the low back into the floor gently to create pressure in the abdomen and stimulate your core. And now pick one leg up at a time. This is a low-level variation of the dead bug movement that helps us maintain the results we just got from the belly breathing and from the extension work so that it lasts longer and we can progress faster. Perform this for around 20 reps each side, at least in the morning and evening. This is the reduce protocol that will help you reduce the herniation, restore your mobility, and reduce your pain significantly. You might need to focus on these movements or variations of these movements for maybe a couple weeks or maybe even longer. It totally depends on the individual situation, and this is why we provide one-on-one guidance in our online program. So after you start to see significant progress, which should be fast if you're doing the right things, now we can begin to enter the rebuild phase. Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Just text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. Back to the show. So here's how we start to prepare our body for the gym. Let's increase the level of our spine and core stability first. The first movement is our bear position. Get down on all fours on your hands and knees. Lift the knees a couple inches off the ground and hold this position for time. This helps to load your whole trunk as you're keeping your spine totally neutral in this position. This might look simple, but it's harder than it looks, and you can hold this for time, trying to do 20 seconds, 40 seconds, and then up to a minute. Other stability movement we can work on in this phase is the kettlebell dead bug. This is a significantly progressed version of the bracing leg lifts we did before, where you're gonna be on your back, legs in the air, arms straight in the air, holding a weight. It can be a kettlebell, a dumbbell, or a different weight. And as you're holding this weight straight towards the ceiling, you're going to alternate one leg lowering to the floor at a time, tap the heel, and bring it back up. As you do this, make sure you keep the low back flat into the floor, once again, to stimulate the core and improve intra-abdominal pressure. I recommend working up to 20 reps each side, and then for the bear, working up to 30 seconds to a minute, performing these together. Then we can begin actually training our lower back and legs with regressed versions of the full barbell squat and barbell deadlift. Instead, let's begin with a goblet squat and a trap bar deadlift. The goblet squat is a great intro back to squatting maneuvers because keeping the weight close to your chest, it keeps your spine in a very upright position. So it's very low back friendly in regards to load and leverage tolerance. It does not put a lot of force on the lower back. And this can be a way to begin training your legs and training the squat pattern too. In the same stance, the trap bar deadlift, it keeps you in a very upright position. Yes, it's loading the hips and posterior chain much more than the goblet squat is, and it's starting to intro our body back into this hinge type pattern. Now, once we feel strong with these, we can progress to wall hinges, where now instead of doing a trap bar, which is much more vertical, we can begin introducing an actual hinge or deadlift pattern. Put your feet about a foot away from the wall, grab a kettlebell or dumbbell, makes no difference. As you perform this deadlift motion, push your hips straight back into the wall. This is your stopping point so you can gauge how far can we hinge until we might start to feel some pain. Find the distance you can be away from the wall to where you feel safe and maybe are just kissing the pain, and load this range with more and more weight until you feel strong with it, and then scoot further away from the wall to progress the distance. At the same time, while progressing the weight you're doing with goblet squats to not only increase the weight, but to sit deeper as well. Now, once you've worked on these for a few weeks, you should be ready for the barbell squat and the barbell deadlift. Once again, starting with shallower ranges, getting your body used to the load and progressing the weight and depth over time. By this point, assuming you're keeping the reduced movements in your warm-up routine, you should absolutely have a solid lower body deadlift movement routine. I have my full routine posted on my YouTube if you want to go find it. Assuming you're maintaining some solid mobility and stability prep movements prior to getting into your lower body workout so you can ideally set up your body for the lifts, we should be able to slowly progress into these to now where you should be back to squatting and deadlifting feeling super confident. Then beyond this, you should incorporate force production type movements and more movement variability, not just being strong in a neutral spine squat and deadlift, but things like split squat jumps, ball slams, rotational movements that require force. We want to be able to move our body in all ways. And next thing you know, you can do whatever movement you want without pain, fear, or worry. But for you watching me right now, I need you to know that this video was made for a majority of people dealing with this situation. Obviously, this video was not made custom for you. That's why we have so many people in our online one-on-one program so that they can get custom guidance from me and my team to ensure you are successful. So if you'd like to dive deeper with me and actually get a structured plan to healing, just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, and you can get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your back or sciatica issues following our centralization process. And this unique process has helped many of our clients achieve on average 37% reduction in their pain in a single session, and others as much as complete pain relief in as little as 15 days. So don't guess on your own. Let us just get you the right answers from the start. So text me right now so you don't miss this opportunity to finally fix your pain and live the life that you deserve. And after you text me, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram at RehabFix for more free daily videos and insights into my life and what I'm doing to keep a bulletproof back. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see some of you in the program real soon.